she stumbles through the field. She can't see, though she tries. Should've worn her pennant. Now she stumbles. Now she cries. Her skin's red and it burns, and the fields go on for miles. Life sucks you dry. She wonders why. Wonders why.
hosting some kind of gathering of top advisors this evening to talk about how to respond to the Epstein situation?
I don't know. I could ask you that question. I don't know of it, but I think here's the man right here.
Mr. President, I know you urge people to move on, but I'm curious, why do you think your supporters in particular have been so interested in the Epstein story and so upset about how it's been handled? Why do you think that is?
Of the different things, the Steele dossier, which was all fake, all that information was fake. But I don't understand why the Jeffrey Epstein case would be of interest to anybody. It's pretty boring stuff. It's sordid, but it's boring. And I don't understand why it keeps going. I think really only pretty bad people, including fake news, want to keep something like that going. But credible information, let them give it. Anything that's credible, I would say, let them have it.
Jeffrey Epstein was your neighbour. I would be remiss if I didn't ask you about him. East 71st Street. He was your neighbour for 10 years. How well did you know him?
All right, so we are in number 11, and he lives in number 9.
Right.
So we renovate, we buy our house, and our house is pigeons and mice.
Right.
Okay, that's it. It was derelict.
Right.
So we rebuild our house. We move in 2005. Okay. Jeffrey Epstein is arrested in like 08, I think, or something like that.
Right.
So knock on the door. His assistant on like a Saturday says, Mr. Epstein, your neighbor would like to invite you over for coffee. So my wife and I go next door. You know, we walk the 7 steps,
Yes.
right, to the next house for coffee. We share a wall.
Right.
Right. So it's in New York City. So he invites us in. We have coffee in this, and he says, "Do you want a tour?" We said, "Great."
Interesting.
He's got a really big house.
Every room you went into?
He's got. Well, I'll tell you. So his house is like super big, really wide, and so he gives me a tour in the living room, big living room, and then across from it is double doors. I assume it's the dining room.
Yeah.
And he opens the door, and there's a massage table in the middle of the room.
Ooh.
And candles all around and stuff. So I ask very insightful, cutting questions. I say to him, massage table in the middle of your house? How often do you have a massage? And he says, every day. And then he like gets like weirdly close to me.
Ooh.
And he says, and the right kind of massage.
Ooh.
Now my wife is standing here. So she looks at me and I look at her and we say, I'm sorry, we have to go. And we left. And in the 6 or 8 steps it takes to get from his house to my house, my wife and I decided that I will never be in the room with that disgusting person ever again.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I was never in the room with him socially. for business or even philanthropy. If that guy was there, I wasn't going because he's gross. And so I look back at it as a gift.
Yes.
He gave me a gift
Yes.
of avoid. And
Yeah.
so, yeah,
So
that's my story. A one and absolutely done.
Why did the Epstein files show you coordinating a meeting and planning a visit with Jeffrey Epstein on his private island in December 2012?
Thank you for the question. I'm glad to be here to make it clear that I met Jeffrey Epstein when I moved to a house next door to him in New York. Right? And I met him then. Over the next 14 years, I met him 2 other times that I can recall. 2 times. And that is none for 6 years. So 6 years later, I met him. And then a year and a half after that, I met him and never again. Probably the total, and you've seen all of these documents, of these millions and millions of documents, there may be 10 emails connecting me with him, probably about 10 emails connecting me with him over a 14-year period. I did not have any relationship with him. I barely had anything to do with that person. Okay?
Secretary Lutnick, I think you understand the root of concern here. It's the way you described very emphatically your first encounter with him in his apartment, said you were disgusted, would never have any contact with him again. Did you in fact make the visit to Jeffrey Epstein's private island?
I did have lunch with him as I was on a boat going across on a family vacation. My wife was with me, as were my 4 children and nannies. I had another couple they were there as well with their children, and we had lunch on the island. That is true, for an hour, and we left with all of my children, with my nannies and my wife, all together. We were on family vacation. We were not apart. To suggest there was anything untoward about that in 2012, I don't recall why we did it, but
Mr. Secretary, again, as I said, there's not an indication that you yourself engaged in any wrongdoing with Jeffrey Epstein. It's the fact that you believe that you misled the country and the Congress based on your earlier statements, suggesting that you cut off all contact when in fact you had not. When you visited the private island, did you see anything inappropriate during that visit?
the only thing I saw with my wife and my children and the other couple and their children was staff who worked for Mr. Epstein on that island.
And you realize that, you know, this visit took place after he'd been convicted, right? I mean, you made a very big point of saying that you sensed that this was a bad person in 2005. And then, of course, in 2008, he was convicted of soliciting prostitution of a minor. And yet you went and had this trip and other interactions. Did you have a dinner in Epstein's New York City home in 2011?
No.
So the information that suggests that there was a dinner with Woody Allen and Woody Allen's spouse at the Epstein residence, that's there's nothing to that. Is that right?
I actually don't know what you're referring to. There was, look, I looked through the millions of documents for my name, just like everybody else. And what I found was there was a document that says that I had a meeting with him on in May, I think, for an hour at 5 o'clock.
Okay.
Not dinner or otherwise, for an hour at 5 o'clock.
All right. There's also a reference to the fact that Epstein had expressed an interest in meeting your nanny. Do you know whether Jeffrey Epstein ever met with your nanny?
No, I saw that. I had no idea what that was about. It had nothing to do with me.
No
as far as
interaction
I
at
know.
all with him on there?
No. as far as I know.
Would you, Mr. Secretary, be willing to ensure that the file is complete to share with this committee and the Congress your own records, any records you have that relate to Jeffrey Epstein?
I will surely talk about that. I hadn't thought about that. I have nothing to hide. Absolutely nothing.
Right. So, I mean, that's an incredible story that you could pick up that he was a pervert.
It's gross. The guy's gross. Right with my wife. And like, he's gross. The guy's gross. This was not, the deep nuance of Howard Lutnick. This guy's gross.
Right. So how come Bill Gates and all these other people could hang around him and not see what you saw? Or did they see it and ignore it? Or
no, they participated.
Right.
That's what his MO was, get a massage. And what happened in that massage room, I assume, was on video. This guy was the greatest blackmailer ever. Blackmail people. That's how he had money. So
what happened to those videos? Why is there now such a dearth of information when, Donald Trump's people are running the FBI and the DOJ?
I assume way back when, they traded those videos in exchange for him getting that 18-month sentence, which allowed him to have visits and be out of jail. I mean, he's a serial sex offender. How could he get 18 months and be able to go to his office during the day and have visitors and stuff? It must have been a trade. So my assumption, I have no knowledge, but my assumption is there was a trade for the videos because there were people on those videos.
And have you talked to Donald Trump about this and shared your theory?
No, I mean, he knows the story.
Right.
But my story, that, I was one and done with the guy. He knows that story, but... That's it.
He would have been interested in that story.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's a story. It's just a one and done. That guy. Ugh.
And did Trump feel the same way about him?
I don't speak to him about these kind of... These are just distractions.
Right.
The thing about the president is I'm doing the most important thing that I see. And then right after we do that, he does 10 other things that are as, if not more important, that are not my thing.
Right.
And you're like, wow. And he is great at it. And sometimes he lets me stay. So he lets me stay for the Joint Chiefs of Staff come in. Right. Like, this is like the coolest thing ever.
You sit here and you attack the president, and I am not going to have it. I'm not going to put up with it. All they want to do, all the American people need to know this. They are talking about Epstein today. This has been around since the Obama administration. This administration released over 3 million pages of documents, over 3 million. And Donald Trump signed that law to release all of those documents. He is the most transparent president in the nation's history. And none of them asked Merrick Garland over the last 4 years one word about Jeffrey Epstein. How ironic is that? You know why? Because Donald Trump, the Dow right now is over. The Dow is over $50,000. I don't know why you're laughing. You're a great stock trader, as I hear, Raskin. The Dow is over 50,000 right now. The S&P at almost 7,000. And the NASDAQ smashing records. Americans' 401ks and retirement savings are booming. That's what we should be talking about. We should be talking about making Americans safe. We should be talking about, what does a Dow have to do with anything? That's what they just asked. Are you kidding?
Mr. Jordan, Mr. Jordan.
Committee will be in order. Secretary Lutnick today was testifying on the Hill. He said that he had visited Epstein's Island in 2012 with his wife and children, and that's after he said that he had cut ties with Epstein. And Justice Department documents show that he was in contact with Epstein through 2018 over messages. So does the White House stand behind Secretary Lutnick right now, or given what he has said today, has there been any shift in how the White House is viewing Secretary Lutnick's performance?
No, Secretary Lutnick remains a very important member of President Trump's team, and the president fully supports the secretary.
Welcome to Through a Glass Darkly Radio. You're listening to us on United Public Radio. The intro song was Mark of the Doomslayer by Karl Casey. What's up, everybody? How your stock portfolio's doing? Mine's down $65,000 over the last week. I'm doing great. Yeah, I've never seen more stupidity in my entire life than I've seen in the last week. Lutnick is still, as you all know, still cabinet secretary as a cabinet secretary, and the commerce secretary, total absolutely zero accountability for him. Christy Nome is down because I guess she wrote herself like a no bid contract for over $200 million. I guess that one's a little harder to hide than diddling children, but we don't really know. We just know that Lutnick was associated with someone who was diddling children. So I'm sure he's totally fine. He's totally legit, totally fine. Even though he lied to us multiple times and only admitted a cop to the things that were actually found in the files prior to that hearing. Who knows if there's other stuff that he did not cop to because they had not been revealed yet. Just usual run-of-the-mill, normal corruption. So I think what we're going to cover today is I'm just going to probably just give a brief summary of where we are right now in this insane, batshit crazy war, and then I'm going to try to go through name by name, face by face, each and every congressional representative, the 357 who voted to hide harassers, sexual harassers. Given that the entire government's corrupt, why not? Let's. It turns out that my congressman leads the committee, and he was one of the ones who urged it to be hidden. So he's protecting pedophiles too. So it's just a wonderful, wonderful time where we're putting our troops into harm's way to protect a global pedophile scheme, and that's kind of where we are in 2026. We're working for a diabolically evil government. I don't even know what to tell you. We're not voting ourselves out of it. That's pretty clear at this point. So let me just look at a few comments, and then I'll just go through like a summary. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. Well, are they though? Thanks. I show it until Lutnick resigns. I'm going to show it every episode. That's like the third time that people have seen it. So people have seen it multiple times. My apologies, but I refuse not to show it. It's actually probably the fourth time I showed it. All right. So it really bothers me as I watch these hearings because I know most of us are better informed and could ask better. Yeah, that's the point. They're not going to ask them tough questions because it's all political theater. Like they know the guy's an absolute scumbag. So, yep, most missing files are before and after 9/11. I have $50 to name. I'm fine. More truth in 5-minute intro than the last 5 months of the Austin Powers government. Seriously. Hey, Gray Al, good to see you. Oh, he changed his stance on it. Yeah, he's like big buddies with him right now, it seems. Let's see. Okay. Is Fed a J? Yeah, probably. Maybe. I don't know. He was nice to me. Okay. All right. So let's just go quick summary of where we are. So it seems that the U.S. military and Israeli military destroyed the Iranian air defense system, but they apparently have only destroyed half of their, or the Iranians retained about half of their ballistic missiles. We are running out of interceptors, like I said, we were last week, to the point that apparently before this insanity started, about 3 months out, Trump was screaming at defense companies to produce them a lot faster, quadrupling production, etc. So they did think a little bit, but if you talk to insiders, you need a lot more than 3 months to start new lines and all that good stuff in these sorts of things. So I'm sure the manufacturers were like, "What the f? That's completely we're not going to get online that quickly." And then at the same time, we're going back to Ukraine, and we're even going to South Korea and asking them for more of these precision munitions and interceptors. I mean, it's just it couldn't get more incompetent. So then, after all that, we at least destroy their air defenses, and you can kind of see that because we started using flying B-52 missions and dropping gravity bombs over Iran. One interpretation of that is we've run out of precision munitions and gravity bombs are all we have. I don't think that's entirely true. It's probably partially true. But also, you only fly B-52s over a country when you're confident that you've suppressed their air defenses to some degree. Also, in other news, the 82nd Airborne had a major exercise canceled, so that is a harbinger that they may be deployed. President Trump has publicly floated that, President Bonespur Trumpstein has publicly floated that they were considering using troops in this insane military operation, which basically means that it's been planned all along. Like the whole narrative that Israel bombed first, so we had to, that's nonsense because this thing had to have been planned for at least a year, if not more, in advance. So they were considering doing this thing for a while. And then, we kind of just made the decision, all around. What also appears to be happening is Tel Aviv is getting pummeled because, again, they've run out of interceptors. Okay. Then the Iranians have kind of apologized to the Gulf states for hitting them, just saying that they're trying to go after targets. However, after they apologized, almost immediately they hit them again. But again, you have to understand kind of a little bit of the fog of war. It's not that the leader of Iran is trying to lie to these people. It's just that we've destroyed so much of their command and control. I've heard one estimate that they had 4% of their internet was up, that just one hand is not talking to the other. So the IRGC, the Iranian Guards or Corps, whatever they're called, or the Iranian Revolutionary Guards Corps is, obviously operating independently and still pummeling these people that hosted U.S. bases. It sounds like, at least in the Emirates and, the 5th Fleet headquarters has taken a pounding. There are some commentators saying that these bases have taken such a pounding that we have to operate from or resupply from India at this point. I don't know whether to believe that or not. There was a rumor that the Iranians had fired 3 ballistic missiles at the Dimona nuclear power plant in Israel and that 2 hit. I have no idea if that's true, and there's no way to verify that because it is obvious to me that we are under a comprehensive media blackout. People in Europe are reporting much higher casualty rates than what we're in the 6 that we're seeing, and I believe Trump may have confirmed it in a recent interview. Oh, and then the Israeli retards decided to bomb Iranian oil terminal, which is really fucking stupid because that just means that Iran can retaliate now by targeting Gulf oil terminals. Either way, every piece of oil infrastructure that you take out reduces the total volume of oil that can travel around the world, which by default will cause oil prices to rise. And you also have to think we probably have 25 days of oil on hand, and then that's when the economic choking starts for everybody. And the Europeans are going to take it a lot harder than we are because they're closer to the source of the oil. They need it more than we do because we have our own sources of oil. But still, oil is fungible. It has an international price, and it's already starting to spike. Additionally, on our side, the retards on our side decided to bomb a water treatment plant or a desalination plant over in Iran. So, which again is further escalatory, which means that there are about 300 to 500 desalination plants in the Gulf that the Iranians could target. And if you do that, you have 100,000. You have 100 million people that run out of water. What are you going to do then? Where are you going to evacuate them? Are you got to evacuate them to Europe? Are you going to let them die? Right? Or like, where are they all going to go? At the same time, 10% of the Israeli population, about 1 million people, have already fled Israel. So you had a 10 million person country. Now it's a 9 million person country. And then again, they continue to kill. They think they killed another Palestinian girl today because they also kind of the mad dog invaded Lebanon. So they're mixing it up with Hezbollah right now. It is just an utter, completely avoidable mess that President Bonespur Trumpstein got us into. I'm hoping that he just declares victory and ends it, but let's see how we're doing from just objectively from the first week of this insanity. All right, just give me a moment. Is that the right? Oh, brother. Just give me a second here. I have like a billion things on my screen, so I'm just trying to find the other ones. Here we go. All right. Okay. So here's how we're doing so far. This is the impact, aside from the deaths of 6 U.S. servicemen and women, which is obviously not good. So what you're looking at here, the blue line is Brent crude oil. It's in dollars per barrel. Okay. And you can see on February 28th, let's look at February 27th, the day before the invasion. Okay. There's got to be a way to see this. Oh, yeah. So the day before the invasion, Brent crude oil, which is what the Europeans use, was at $70.42. The Dow was already a little bit lower than that 50,000 we talked about. It was at 48,977. Okay. And then the S&P 500, you can kind of see where it is. All right. First day, oil price goes up by about $2. The Dow Jones is I think it was on a weekend, so it didn't change. And then by the 7th, which is today, since the beginning of the month, we're looking at the beginning of the month of kind of 1 month ago, the Dow Jones is down 5%. The S&P 500 is down 3.23%. And crude oil is up 28%, or almost $20 per barrel. We're at 87.44. And, we're getting into the territory where that's going to start impacting food prices, and the cost of everything is going to start to rise. But look at this. Look at this gigantic increase right here, right? You can see the axis here is in terms of percentage. So you're getting close to 30%. So that's kind of where we are from that standpoint, which is not too sweet. Not too sweet. Let's see what folks are saying. Because then we're going to go into all the sexual essay folks, supporters in Congress. Let's see. Oh, I'm missing stuff. Yep. Thank you, Terrence. Yeah, please hit like and subscribe. Also, if you think you were subscribed, please double check, because YouTube likes to unsubscribe people for whatever reason. So thank you, everyone. Yeah, they have like 200 to 400 nukes, something like that. 35 years. Yeah, Iran has had 35 years to prepare for this. Yep. Every president has successfully avoided this insanity, except President Bonespur Trumpstein, because obviously he is not a warrior himself, because he developed a case of the bone spurs when it was his time to serve in Vietnam. So he obviously has no honor and is a coward. So he's really tough when he uses other people's resources, other people's bodies. But all right. Yeah, the Kurds are saying, no, we're not going in. Yeah, so of course Trump spun that as, I've decided not to use the Kurds, the wonderful Kurds. I decided not to use them. Bullshit. The Kurds said, fuck you. We're not going in there, you idiot. Are you insane? He's been lucky. He's been lucky, but his luck's going to run out on this one. Iran likely has 8,000 explosives. Yeah, probably. I've heard they can produce like 500 of them a month too, something like that, or 500 drones a month. I don't know. Maybe. I mean, they also have Diego Garcia in the Indian Ocean. All right. Reports saying there are 100 dead U.S. soldiers that have been taken to Germany along with. It's possible. It's definitely possible. I mean, if that's the case, like, this thing is cooked. Because you can't really, like, you want to blame the Iranians, but you really can't. We attacked them first, so we have no moral high ground in this disaster. Not the Dow, no. Let's see. Hey, Kastudis, good to see you. Oh, yeah, I saw that order, actually. I have so little orders, Justin, that I know okay, you're the one that ordered that. I kind of half thought it was going to be Kurt Metzger because it's like one of his hats. So thank you, Justin. I appreciate that. Yeah, so few people order on that spreadshirt thing that, like, every order I notice. So thank you, Justin. I appreciate that. I think we are approaching the time Cliff I talked about where we're going to have to close bases and bring service members home because we can't afford it. Yeah, 100%. Well, we just allowed Iran to destroy all those bases. So, yeah, we're not coming back. All right, so why is the white... Oh, my God. Oh, that was so embarrassing. Yes, so Terrence is saying, why is the White House posting Grand Theft Auto memes while Americans are literally dying over there? Oh, thank you, Terrence. Nepo babies. That's the short answer. You have a bunch of, like, rich Nepo babies. Kushner's an example of that, who just don't have, like, don't connect with human beings, with regular human beings. So they're just doing stuff like that that's just cringe. Let's see. I mean, he could still declare victory, right? He could still declare victory. If he does it now, there's a chance that the Iranians just say, okay, fine, we're done with you, and then continue bombing Israel. But, you know, that is an acceptable price to pay, right? If we could just withdraw and Israel and Tel Aviv gets destroyed, Those terms are acceptable to me. But because they roped us into it, so it's not our problem. War costs, I don't know why people say we. I can field the first division. Can you? What's this? What's with this we, Jess? Well, it's we because they're taking it out of my ass in taxes. So it's and we all pay the price in higher cost of goods, inflation that's going to come out of this, recession that's going to come out of this. We're all paying the cost. He used to pay and punch on. Oh my God. You really think? Well, yeah. Well, to be fair, somebody for 017 said, "You really think Trump makes these decisions?" That's fair. He doesn't make these decisions, but he's compromised, so he has to just take the decisions, right? He has to accept the decisions and then pass them on. But Bibi Netanyahu is making all the decisions. Yeah, Boonspur Trumpstein. That's right. Look, he's sending people to war, and he didn't bother to serve himself. So he deserves zero respect. Zero. Right? The office of the president deserves the respect. The individual, zero respect. He just flung us headlong into a war that's going to cost us all individually, and it's going to make the world a worse place. So, yeah, Boonspur Trumpstein strikes again. I believe in growing your own smoke. All right. I saw on the India Times that the USS Abraham Lincoln was hit, and they've been trying to confirm that. Can't find it. If you heard that and the U.S. government hasn't said anything, then that means it's probably true. All right. Not that the idiot master is accomplishing what he's trying, but the screw-ups keep benefiting we people, not these. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So select U.S. expert. What do you think about maybe having Vanita come in as a guest and talk about naughty leaves and how the sages thousands of years predicted the Great War? I hope it's not. I hope we don't have a Great War. My life has been way too, I just want peace, man. I just want peace. Just wonder how many reptiles talk through Kushner's mouth. By my count, it's 2 or 3, and they're getting exhausted. I don't know. Oh, grow your own stone, Alexander Sumak. Who knows? Yeah, I know. I started watching it and I just ran out of time because I'm trying to get a bunch of things out. Oh boy. I don't have 3 years for this nonsense. Okay. Yeah, Condoleezza Rice appearing at the White House, one of the architects of the last long. Maybe they want her in to make an approach to the Russians to calm them down. I don't know. She is a Russian expert at heart. That's where she became a huge national security person because of Russia. She's a Russian expert, i.e. she speaks the language and all that stuff. All right, so I've heard one of our destroyers got hit, was on fire. The U.S. Navy released images of the USS Lincoln that it wasn't damaged, but who knows? Yeah, you can't believe anything. I started watching Al Jazeera because while there are elements of propaganda from the Gulf nations, like Arab nations, there's less propaganda in that information than there is in the information we receive from mainstream media. So I can't believe I have to do that, but I have to do that to get information. Oh yeah, that batshit crazy bitch. Oh my God. Check out Trump's head of the White House faith office. Check out James Lee video on that very scary woman. I say this is somebody that has been let me tell you something about evangelical churches. They use something called the Scofield Bible. Okay. The Scofield Bible was written by Cyrus Scofield, who was funded by a man, a Wall Street financier with the name of Untermeyer. Untermeyer, as you can imagine, was a Zionist. So if you ever wonder why like Baptists and like evangelicals are so like, my life for you, Israel, my life for you, it's because their Bible has literally been manipulated to support this Zionist nonsense. Now, I didn't even know this about my own faith. I'm a Catholic. There was an interview that Sean Ryan recently did with this exorcist, basically. But according to Catholic theology, the Jews were the chosen people, but as soon as Christ came along, they had like some brief time period to accept him. And if they didn't, they were no longer the chosen people. So that whole thing, at least according to my faith, is absolute horseshit. They were the chosen people, but they're not anymore. And Israel is a construct. It is not the biblical Israel. So we can stop playing this game, right? But this, like, that country is taking us all to ruin. Is my look? I got nothing against the country. They're doing what they need to survive. They're just using us like a like they're like a parasite on another organism, and they're just using us to achieve their aims, which is a great Israel project. So if I were in their shoes, I don't know if I would have been quite as aggressive or like just so naked about it, but it is what it is. So I don't have a dog in the fight with Israel. I don't have a dog in the fight with Iran. I would just say, let those two slug it out, and whoever wins. Not my problem. Not my problem at all. But yeah, that woman was absolutely batshit. She's the one who's just like, oh, Jesus, Wakanda, 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 la 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 la, Wakanda, Wakanda, Wakanda. Right? It's just, and I deliberately said Wakanda because it was just so absurd. Okay, it was like that tongues nonsense that all these freak shows do. But yeah, it's scary, absolutely scary. So the Dawes Plan is how Germany came out of Weimar. It's probably the playbook is what's coming our way. Yeah, the Dawes Plan made the Germans so angry that it led to Adolf Hitler. Who do you think will be next president? The one chosen by the people, or what? It'll be at this point it will be AOC. It's going to be AOC. Because people are done with Bone Spur Trumpstein. Like, we're done. Let's see. Yeah, nothing against evangelicals. It's not their fault. It's just that their Bible is literally corrupted. Like, the information that they're using for their faith was corrupted by a Zionist. So just so you know. Okay, both future forecasters and the liberal version predicted a false flag on a ship. The Israelis already tried it in Azerbaijan, right? They blew up a pipeline and blamed it on the Iranians. I don't know that for a fact. The Iranians may have blown it up, but I doubt it. Or the Iranians are just blaming it on the Israelis, right? So, like, who knows? But the Israelis have so little integrity that I'm more likely to blame them than I am the Iranians. Now, neither. Anyway, that's our greatest ally. That's our greatest ally right now. Unreal. The taxes are just strong on. I tell you, it goes. Yeah, it doesn't go for the public good. It goes to like kill 160 Iranian children. So according to AI, it says that South Korea imports over 70%. Yeah, I believe that. Yeah, it's going to suck. It's going to suck real bad for Japan, South Korea, and China. And China, might stimulate China to do some other crazy things. Why did they blow up an unarmed ship returning from a... I don't know. Apparently, I think they gave warnings or something like that. I mean, there's so much... according to the laws of war, it was totally legit, but come on. It was like a training ship or something. Like, come on. Like, even the Nazis, when they sank someone, so there was something in World War II called the Lacona decision. And what happened was a German U-boat sank a U.S. destroyer or something like that. But they decided to render aid to the sailors, the American sailors, and then like an American bomber attacked them. So after that, Admiral Dönitz, who was the German commander of the Wolf Packs, declared that the Germans would no longer render aid to sailors in distress. So even though international law says that you can do this, there's some leeway. And in this case, it's like, It's not like there's any other threat on the horizon, right? And the other thing too is like there was like 80 sailors that just drowned. It's just like, for what? For what? So all that means is that when the Iranians, like so submariners are completely apologetic, and that's fine. But when our pilots get shot down over Iran, they're going to be equally as nice. Okay, so like people don't think 3 steps ahead of where like the laws of war and because the Iranians have captured our sailors before, and they didn't murder them. Okay, like they didn't treat them well, but they didn't murder them. If they get their hands on people now, who knows? It's just nobody's thinking through this stuff. Okay, so yeah, Dr. Joseph Farrell said something, but don't quote me. But I think when Christ died, all that greater Israel stuff was null and void. Yep, correct. I used to read the Schofield Bible before I liberated myself from the Southern Baptist Convention. Crazy cult. By the way, I didn't know about that Untermeyer story until recently. Thank you, Dennis. Hey, new guy, Darren. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. So you're asking, did I watch Carlson's show about the last time they tried to build the third temple in Israel? Fireballs came from the foundation of the temple, causing the workers to be burned and flee. I did not know that. I need to look into that. I did not see that yet. So Paula White. Oh yeah, the crazy Wakanda lady. All right, that stupid talk is called, glossolalia. Yeah, glossolalia, like tongues, right? Yeah, exactly. Please take Gavin Newsom. I live in California, and he is a complete and utter psychopath, and he's absolutely retarded. He is equally as bad as Trump in every way. Only Trump's more competent. That's what we're talking about here. This is the same guy who slept with his best friend's wife. Like, that's the kind of like how much of a psychopath that guy is. Evangelicals would run in horror if Jesus really showed up. I think everybody might. So food prices in South Korea are high enough. At least they didn't try to start a war during winter because my utility was high enough this winter. Yeah, that's the other thing too. About a quarter of crude oil flows through the Strait of Hormuz, and about 20% of natural gas does. So not good at all. Pentecostal, excuse me, folks, I was hypnotized. I witnessed it firsthand. Oh boy. If anyone is interested, Lynn Buchanan was interviewed by Aubrey Marcus. Yeah, I saw that. It's about 1 hour, and it's very good. Stuff said on Sean's show, but that dude has over 678,000 subs. Gonna hit some people hard. Yeah. It's not just the scope of that whole perspective is baked into the Bible colleges that produce all the preachers. Oh man. Yeah, it's not great. The founders would not have stood for this. Not all tongues is fake. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. When did you say that interview with Michael will drop for nuns? It's on the 23rd of March. All right. The high behind the mask of rationality and evidence, but it's a thin veneer over a pit of pure competition for anybody they deem stupid, emotional, or inferior. Correct. Come around here, Lordy. Come around here. All right. Now let's look at the second thing that I had. We might not have time to do all of this week. And I don't know how interesting this is going to be. All right, so these are all the people who voted to send the reports and the names of all the sexual harassers in Congress to the ethics committee instead of showing it to you, the people. So these are the people who protected sexual abusers. So we'll start with each one. So look at this. Look at this wonderful lady, Alma S. Adams. She protects sexual harassers. North Carolina, 12th, Democrat. She just was sworn in like a year ago, and she started protecting sexual abusers. So here's her phone number. Feel free to give her a call and let her know. The Honorable, she's got to honor people, the Honorable Alma S. Adams. All right, who else we got? Okay, Adderholt. There's a Republican in Alabama. So the Honorable Robert B. Adderholt. Oh, Huntsville. So he's kind of near, all the UFO stuff that they lie to us about. But the Honorable Robert B. and Adderholt, right? You can find his number here and give him a call and express, your contempt for his protection of sexual harassers. All right, let's go to the next one. Aguilar, a Democrat from California. Peter Aguilar, 30. So he's the Redlands, also a new guy too. San Bernardino, the largest county in the United States. The Honorable Pete Aguilar. Look at that face. Look at the honorable protector of sexual harassers. And you can find him. Here's his number. Feel free to give him a call. Oh, good. And we let him deal with defense committee, appropriations committees. It's really, really good stuff. All right, let's go to the next one. Alford, a Republican. Mark Alford, Missouri. Hometown is Lake Winnebago. Yeah, he's going to take you in a Winnebago and, pair you with a sexual harasser that he's hiding. So it's the Honorable Mark Alford. You can see his phone number there. Feel free to give him a call and express your discomfort that he is participating or protecting the corruption that currently exists in our government. Let's go to the next one. Who's this guy? Rich W. Allen. He's a Republican from Georgia. Look, left, right, two sides of the same corrupt bird. So, by the way, before this podcast showed up, there was a fly that was like landing on me and like really calm and showing me love. And I asked ChatGPT, what does that mean from an occult perspective? And it means that flies are a symbol of decay and corruption, right? And, given that I'm just exposing decay and corruption in our very government, right? So the honorable, look at his face. Look at that smile. Look at that smile. You can see his phone number here. Give him a call if he's your congressperson. He's very, very honorable, protecting sexual harassers. Let's go to the next person. Amo, Democrat, Rhode Island. Oh, we got a little diversity here, right? Like protecting sexual harassers is a very diverse kind of DEI sort of thing. He's a Democrat. He's in Providence, Rhode Island. The Honorable Gabe Amo, Gabriel, like the communicator. So you can find his phone number here. Please give him a call and let him know that you don't really like that he protects sexual harassers in Congress. So Amadel, Mark E. Amadel, the Republican, Carson City. Look at this guy. If there's some physiognomy when it comes to like, I'm not going to say the word, but PDF files, he kind of has the right physiognomy. Look, I don't know what he does his personal time, but he definitely protects sexual harassers. So you can find him, the Honorable Mark E. Amadal. Here's his number. Please give him a call and let him know what you feel about his protection of people who, abuse other people. Ansari, a Democrat in Arizona. Oh, a woman, I guess doesn't care about SA at all. Well, if you don't care, just hide them. Let's sweep it under the rug. The Honorable Yasameen Ansari. And again, give her a call and let her know that, she, I guess, is good with throwing victims in front of the bus. So let's keep going. Let's see. Arrington. Oh, we got a Republican, Jody C. Arrington. Look at him. He looks a little bored. It's a boring job protecting protecting abusers by, not putting light on them. So the Honorable Jody, it's like a Jody call, right? And you can call him and just let him know if you're in Lubbock, Texas. Feel free to give him a call and let him know how you feel about this. All right. Let's see. Where are we? Auchincloss. Jake Auchincloss. Massachusetts, Newton, Massachusetts, a very wealthy, well-to-do area. It's a great place where we like to sweep things under the rug and hide all the corruption and dirtiness. He voted for it. Well, you can contact the Honorable Jake Lauchincloss at the following phone number. And, welcome to Worcester. He's not quite there in Massachusetts. It's kind of in Brockton. He's a Democrat. And, just feel free to give him a call and let him know how you feel about it. All right, let's keep going. Babin, Republican, Texas. Lots of Texans in here. Really, really strange. Brian Babin. Oh, look at him. Oh, he likes, who knows, Woodville. Ooh. Texas, Republican. And, feel free to contact the very honorable, high honor of Brian Babin. Find his phone number here. And, feel free. Beaumont. Lots of things to sweep under the rug in Beaumont. Let's go to the next one. Bacon. Oh, boy. Another Republican. Nebraska. Hometown Papillion. I don't even know if I pronounced that. Oh, look at him. Look at that hair. He looks like he's, could be of that persuasion in terms of I'm not going there, but the Honorable Don Bacon, he definitely wanted to refer this stuff, sweep it under the rug, and make it go away in the ethics committee. So feel free to give him a call and let him know that he's one of the 357 corrupt politicians who decide to hide this stuff. Okay. Baird. The Honorable James R. Baird. Oh, this guy looks like there's a cheeseburger. There's not a cheeseburger that he'd run away from. And Indiana. So the Honorable James R. Baird. Okay, you can find his number and just let him know what you feel about sweeping SA under the rug in Indiana. So another individual who is part of the corruption that we see. Balderson, whatever his name is. Zanesville, Ohio. This is the creepy place where they have the serpent mounds. Well, it turns out he himself is probably a serpent. Troy Balderson, the Honorable Troy Balderson. Okay, and Zanesville, Ohio, with serpent mounds and probably Satan. So, just feel free to give him a call and express your displeasure on some of the things that he apparently is okay with allowing. Oh, Becca Balint, another female who doesn't obviously care about what happens to women and other people in Brattleboro, Vermont. The Honorable Becca Balint. Again, feel free to give her a call, but just look at that smug face. That's just like, we don't give a fuck about what happens to, about accountability. So let's just keep going. Barr, Kentucky. Andy Barr. That just seems like a good guy, just sweeping the bad news of his colleagues under the rug. The Honorable Andy Barr, right? Another person who it's totally fine that these things go on and there will be no accountability. So, good job. Let's see. Berrigan. Nanette Diaz of Berrigan. California, 44th District, hometown, Los Angeles. The Honorable Nanette Diaz Berrigan. I guess she's okay with sweeping this stuff under the rug too. Look at her face. There you go. Remember that. And feel free to give her a call. There's a phone number. All right. I'm going to take a quick break and leave that on there. Let it marinate a little bit because let's see if there's any other. Let's see. Okay. You can't find meat to put to the knife. I'm afraid of the kids of the sick people, politicians and greens and such. Now all natural gas is going to come from us in Australia. Yeah, that's not great. It just means prices are going to go up across the board. Oh no, 357 of them, many of the ones I'm showing, do not want transparency. It's just honor everywhere, I guess. Maricopa County is the largest county in the United. Oh, maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong. I always thought it was San Bernardino. We are entering a new age of enlightenment and progress. We're not entering. We are entering a trap, a state of pure information overload, where every signal is noise and every fact is a weapon. Connection is myth. It's possible, Ryan. Andrew Jackson would have raised an army. Excuse me. This is what actual transparency looks like. Hell yeah, Sean. Glad you're fighting while the government stays silent. The system is not cracking. It is shattering. The old institutions, the old media, the old loyalties, the old certainty, they're all collapsing on it. Yep. Good. That's what we want. Yep. Jabril, Gabriel, all that good stuff. You can smell the baby powder to some people only from the face. Grant would have broke his sword over his knee and threw it out in the weeds. Yeah, what the hell has this place become? Do these people all work at Chuck E. Cheese before the government? Wow. Yeah, this is all about naming and shaming. I'm just going to keep going. I mean, we might not get to all of them this week, but I'm just going to go through. Yeah, Massachusetts definitely protects them. No. Do not. Well, I'm not doing that. You get people into trouble for that. Just be very careful. Peace. Just call them up and just let them know how you feel. That's all. Congress critters don't provide a service there. Yeah, they're just there for their grift. Yeah, thank you, Terrence. Thank you, Terrence, for the support. All right, I'm going to keep going. I literally just went to the comments because I wanted to gauge how people are taking this, right? I don't want to, because there's we have 357 names to go through. So let's continue, shall we? All right, let's go to the next one. We got Barrett. All right, that was Barrett. Okay, so Barrett, Tom Barrett. Oh boy, you know what he looks like. I'm not going to say it, but you can all figure it out. Hey, kitty, kitty. Hey, kitty, kitty. All right, he's Michigan, but his hometown is Charlotte. A Republican. Okay, here's his phone number. Just let him know that you don't agree with him protecting abusers. Okay. Baumgartner, Republican, Washington State, Spokane. Oh boy, yeah. Here's another one. Hey, kitty, kitty. Hey, kitty, kitty. Hey, kitty, kitty. All right. So Michael Baumgartner, the Honorable Michael Baumgartner. Here's his phone number. Feel free to give him a call. Spokane. But man, does he look like one? That doesn't mean he is one. He just looks like one. I just know that he protects people who, abusers in Congress. That's all I know. I don't know if he is an abuser. Like, we can't make that claim. But he voted to sweep this stuff under the rug. So just remember, everybody I'm showing you voted to sweep this under the rug. Aaron Bean. Oh, boy. Florida. Republican. Fernandina Beach. The Honorable Aaron Bean. Look at that face. Look at him. Okay. Here's his phone number. If you live near Jacksonville, Florida, feel free to give him a call. Okay. Let's go to the next one. Beatty. Oh, boy. Another person of color. Represent. Joyce Beatty also protects abusers. And, just by her vote. I mean, this is like, it's public information, people. She voted to sweep it under the rug. And this is Ohio, Columbus, Ohio. The Honorable Joyce Beatty, 202-225-4324. All right, let's keep going. I mean, we're just at the B's right now. Begich, Alaska. Oh, boy, here's another one. This looks kind of creepy. All right, so he's Alaska at large, Republican. Nicholas J. Begich, the third. Here's his phone number. Feel free to give him a call. All right. Let's go to Bell. Oh, boy. Wesley Bell. Hometown St. Louis. The Honorable Wesley Bell is all about protecting abusers. So he voted. He voted for it. He voted to just sweep that under the rug and, just let the corruption continue to fester. Good job, Wesley Bell. Keep it up. Cliff Bentz, Oregon. Hometown, Ontario. Oh boy, here's another one. Hey, kitty, kitty. Hey, kitty, kitty. Look at this guy. Look at that physiognomy. All right, the Honorable Cliff Bentz. All right, again, he just voted to sweep the stuff under the rug. That's all he did. That's all I know he did. I just want to make sure that I'm very clear. But just so you know, we're just going to go through name by name. Okay? All right. Bera. Ami Bera. Oof. Elk Grove, California. Where is Elk Grove? Oh, it's around Sacramento. Oof. The Honorable Ami Bera. Man, he looks like he came from like Afghanistan and like has a goat or something. Anyway, he voted to sweep the stuff under the rug, voted for corruption. So there he is. Feel free to take a gander. Bergman, Jack Bergman, Michigan, first Republican. Watersmeet. Oh, look at this guy. Hey, little boy, want a lollipop? Look at him. All right, here's his phone number. Feel free to give him a call. Wisconsin? That's Michigan, but it's, yeah, I don't know why they're showing like Wisconsin, but anyway, here, kitty, kitty. All right, let's go to the next one. We got Bergman. Beyer, Democrat, Virginia. This guy looks so crusty, he's about to dissolve. All right, he's a Democrat in Alexandria. The Honorable Donald S. Beyer, Jr. Feel free to give him a call, number below. This guy's like the Pentagon's in his district. Very serious man who wants to cover up corruption. This is very serious that he covers corruption. Bice. Oh boy, another woman that just doesn't care about abuse. Stephanie I. Bice, or at least covering up abuse. She cares about covering it up. So based on her vote. The Honorable Stephanie I. Bice. Again, if you live in Oklahoma, just make sure you vote against her. She's a Republican, apparently. By the way, everybody I show, you should vote for the other guy. Doesn't matter who the other guy or gal is. Vote for the other guy or gal in your next election. Just remember this, okay? These people need to be, these 357 people are, I guess they don't have really a moral compass at all because they voted for a bill to hide everything. Andy Biggs, this one looks a little fruity, maybe a little suspicious. Again, he supported corruption, so just that's all I'm accusing him of. Arizona, Republican, and the Honorable Andy Biggs. So if you live in Arizona, just make sure you just give him a call, and here's his phone number below. Be again, be courteous, be kind, but just register your displeasure that this person is an Epstein-adjacent individual who supports a cover-up. That's all. All these people support a cover-up of some sort. We got another Biggs. This time it's a Republican, South Carolina, hometown Salem. So she's, kind of like a witch. I don't know. The Honorable Sherry Biggs. And it's like Greenwood, South Carolina. Mint juleps with Lindsey Graham, with all the boys were sending overseas. He getting all excited. Okay, let's continue moving on. Bilirakis, Florida, Republican. Yeah, this guy looks like he's hiding in your bathroom. All right. So again, he voted for corruption and to hide this information, and you can find him in Florida, 12th District, and here's his phone number. Feel free to give Gus a call, the Honorable Gus, and ask him why he's not for transparency. Bishop. Oh, that's a awkward name. That's kind of the opposite of holy. Georgia. He's a Democrat, and this is we got some diversity here. So you just feel free to give him a call and ask him why he wants to hide these records. Okay. Beaupert. Oh, Lauren Beaupert. We all know who this is. Colorado. She wants to hide the information too. That's unfortunate. And Colorado, hometown Silt. The Honorable Lauren Beaupert. Not so honorable, I guess. Let's see. Bonamici, Susan Bonamici, Oregon, Democrat. Oh boy, she looks ice cold. All right, so the Honorable Susan Bonamici, she's okay with covering up corruption. She's all good. Okay, there's a phone number. You know what to do. Bost, Mike Bost, Illinois, Republican. Okay, wow. There's his phone number. Again, supports the corruption based on his vote. Boyle, Pennsylvania. Oh boy. Hometown Philadelphia. Ugh. What a stain on the area where I grew up near. Brendan F. Boyle, Democrat. Unfortunately, Honorable Brendan F. Boyle, there's his phone number. Feel free to give him a call. And make sure you vote whoever is running against him. You know, I don't care if it's an axe murderer. We don't support hiding and like covering up corruption. Brechin, Josh Brechin, Oklahoma, Republican. Ugh. The Honorable Josh Brechin. Feel free to give him a call. You know what to do. Again, be respectful, be honorable, no threats. But just these people just voted for a corrupt bill. Or voted to hide, to cover corruption. Okay. Bresnahan, Pennsylvania. And where is this? Oh, it's like Scranton. This guy like is in the office, but the office he's in covers up corruption. So the Honorable Robert P. Bresnahan Jr. Feel free to give him a call if you live in Pennsylvania and you live in that district. All right, Brown, Democrat, Ohio. Another woman who doesn't care about abuse. All right, Chantel M. Brown, Ohio. The Honorable Chantel M. Brown. There's a number. Let's cover up all that dirt. Okay. Here's the thing. The argument that they're going to make is that we don't want to re-traumatize people. Well, you can blot out their names. Just put out a list of all the Congress people who've basically been accused. Let's just put that out. That's all you got to do. All you got to do is put out a list, right? But all these people it's just nothing but excuses. Okay. Brownlee. Julia Brownlee. Man, she looks like she can suplex me. All right, so she's in California, Westlake Village. That's a rich place. Oxnard. The Honorable Julia Brownlee. Here's her phone number. And totally fine with protecting abusers. Buchanan, Republican, Sarasota, Florida. This guy looks like an evangelical preacher on some mega church. Vern Buchanan. The Honorable Vern Buchanan is not so honorable. Again, here's his phone number. I can't believe I'm still at B. I don't like, there's so many of these corrupt politicians that like Budzinski, Nikki Budzinski, another woman, Illinois, Democrat, supports hiding the truth. Here's her phone number. All right, let's go to the next one. Tim Burchett, what are you doing, man? Come on, man. This is the biggest disappointment tonight. I used to like this guy. He's part of the cover-up. Tennessee, Republican, Knoxville. Man, I'm disappointed, Tim. Son, what are you doing, son? I thought you had more honor than that. Well, here's his phone number. Feel free to give him a call. That's a shame. That's a real shame. I thought he was a good guy. Oh, well. Burleson, same thing. What are you doing, brother? Missouri, Republican, Ozark. The Honorable Eric Burleson wants to cover this stuff up. Kind of makes you wonder if all this UFO stuff, he's doing the same thing there. Kind of discredits him a little bit, I think. Well, that's unfortunate. That's a disappointment. Binham, Janelle S. Binham, Oregon, Democrat. Hometown, Happy Valley. It's very happy when you're corrupt. There's a phone number. Feel free to give her a call. I'm just trying to get through the B's. All right, Culvert. Ken Culvert, California, Republican. There's his phone number. You know what to do. All right, I'm taking a break. I might have to spread this out over a few weeks because it's killing me here. Let's see. All right, Mike Gill, New Hampshire Crime Syndicate in association with Canada Trafficking, worth a look. Okay. I'm waiting for my county in California. It's going to be alphabetical, so whoever that person is. Don't be afraid when God's on your side. God's on your side. Sean, you should have Kurt Metzger here while dropping these. You'd have a field day. He's probably doing like comedy stuff. I think it's just I haven't gotten a text from him in a while. It puts lotion on the skin. All right. Yeah. Catastrophe. Chaotic coherence. It's got to decipher. Yeah, I just have to. Outstanding perp walk. Well, don't say that stuff. It'll get us all into trouble. They didn't do anything that bad. It's bad, but yeah, the problem is if you tell them in person, they'll just report you, and then you won't be able to. You'll be on like a no-fly list. That happened to somebody who did that to Mitt Romney. So yeah, it's dirtbag bingo for sure. Let's see. Faster forwarded. What? Yeah. Probably, Ryan. Probably. Burrow Light Live sings Tiny Knuckles. Holographic teleport photo real-time projection of another person into your local space so perfectly the brain is tricked into believing they are actually there. So he has an honorable eye for one. Yeah, exactly. Okay, I'm just trying to get there. Yes. The entire spatial web and the fusion of a single self-regulating system. Yeah, probably know where to hide. Yeah, I thought he was one of the good guys too, but I also thought Burchett was. Yeah, but it's less. It's not as fun. It's not as fun. It's still like 65 people I'd have to go through. Oh, I saw something called Jellystones on future forecasting, but have not watched it yet. What's it? It's not. It's just like these stones that are like the foundation of like Denmark, like the Denmark thing, and it's when they went to Christianity. It's like a burial site. It's I'm not sure how they edited it, so. Okay. All right, let's continue to attack this thing. Yeah, I'll tell you, this is kind of exhausting. I'm gonna have to go through this a lot faster. I'm just gonna kind of say the name, and maybe make fun of them. Who knows? All right, Comic, Florida, Republican, Gainesville. Here's her phone number. Okay. Carbajal. Saludad O. Carbajal. Hometown, Santa Barbara. He's a Democrat, California. The Honorable Salud O. Carbajal. Here's his number. You know what to do. Yeah, I'm just going to start going through these a lot faster. Mike Carey, Ohio, Republican. The Honorable Mike Carey. Here's his phone number. You know what to do. Carson. Andre Carson. Isn't he another big UFO guy? Can't trust him now either. Indiana, Democrat. The Honorable Andre Carson. Here's his phone number. Feel free to contact. Again, sweeping corruption under the rug. All right, we got Earl L. Buddy Carter. Oh boy. Oh boy. Georgia, Republican. The Honorable Earl L. Buddy Carter. Well, you know what to do. Give him a call. Troy A. Carter, Louisiana, Democrat. Oh, we're on a New Orleans station. Hi, Troy Carter. Why did you decide to sweep this stuff under the rug? Why did you decide to refer the abusers to the ethics committee instead of making their names known to the American people for accountability? Why did you decide to vote that? Why are you one of the 357 scumbags who did that? Given we're on the radio in New Orleans, you obviously voted for it. I'm just looking at your voting record, and there's the phone number. I'm not going to say it here, but if you watch this on YouTube, you can find it. John R. Carter, Texas. Round Rock, Republican. The Honorable John R. Carter. There's his phone number. Feel free to give him a call, respectfully. Cesar. Greg Cesar, Texas, Democrat. Oh boy, look at that comb over. Is that a toupee? I don't know. Could be. The Honorable Greg Cesar. There's his phone number. You know what to do. Respectfully. Ed Case, Hawaii. Keneoha, or whatever. I can't pronounce that. The Honorable Ed Case. Feel free to give him a call. He supports sweeping things under the rug. Caston, Democrat, Illinois. Sean Caston. Oh boy, here kitty kitty, here kitty kitty. Democrat, Illinois. The Honorable Sean Caston. Here's his phone number. Castor, Democrat. Kathy Castor, Florida, Democrat. What? Why are you sweeping this under the rug, Kathy? The Honorable Kathy Castor. Here's her phone number. All right, let's just make sure this is actually... Yeah, so this is, just to make sure, roll call 85, bill number, House resolution, directing the Committee on Ethics to preserve and publicly release records of the committee's review of violations or alleged violations of clause as pertains to sexual harassment and clause 18 of rule. So that just means they're referring it to the ethics committee instead of, again, 357 votes, and we're only looking at the yays, ayes, okay? Just to reestablish that if I didn't, or establish it entirely if I didn't establish it at the outset. All right, where are we? Okay. Castro. Joaquin Castro. Texas Democrat. The Honorable Joaquin Castro. Here's his phone number. You know what to do. Respectfully. All right, what the fuck kind of name is that? Sheila Sherphyllis McCormick, Florida Democrat. Okay. The Honorable Sheila Sherphyllis McCormick supports sweeping things under the rug. Give her a call. You know the number. Judy Chu, California Democrat, Monterey Park. The Honorable Judy Chu. Oh, she lives kind of near like Victorville and that kind of El Monte, Ontario, just north of Los Angeles, basically. So feel free to give her a call if that's your senator, not senator, but your representative. Juan Ciscomani, Arizona, Republican. Here's his phone number. Feel free to give him a call. Respectfully. Okay, Cisternos Gilbert Ray Sternos Jr., California, Democrat. Covina looks very happy about sweeping things under the rug. The Honorable, here's his phone number. You know what to do. Again, respectfully, don't do anything illegal. Just register your displeasure. Clark, Catherine M. Clark, Massachusetts, Democrat. Hometown, Revere. Revere. That's how they get up there. Revere. Well, we have the abusers up here. Okay, the Honorable Catherine M. Clark in Revere. Here's the phone number. Okay. Yvette D. Clark, New York, Democrat. Brooklyn representing. The Honorable Yvette D. Clark. Sweeping things under the rug. Feel free to give her a call respectfully. Oh my God. Look at all these names. Like this many people. Look at this. Look at all these scumbags. We ain't getting through this tonight. But we'll get through it. I'll continue covering it next week. Maybe I should bring Kurt or invite him to, help me go through this. That's a lot of dirtbags, protecting themselves. Where are we? Where are we? Oh boy. Looks like Eye Patch McCain voted for it too. All right, we got Clark, Cleaver, Manuel Cleaver, Missouri, Democrat. The Honorable Emmanuel Cleaver. You know what to do. Give this weirdo a call. Klein, Republican, Virginia. Oh boy. This guy puts the lotion in the basket, am I right? All right. There's his phone number, the Honorable Ben Klein. It puts the lotion in the basket. All right. Cloud, Michael Cloud, Texas, Republican. The Honorable Michael Cloud. Give him a call. He doesn't believe that sunshine is the best disinfectant. Clyburn, James E. Clyburn. He's been in there so long, he knows where all the dirt and secrets are, and he doesn't give a damn. Clearly. Feel free to give him a call. There you go. Clyde. Andrew S. Clyde. Athens, Georgia. This guy looks like they just opened his casket and revived him. Here's his phone number right here. Again, he's all about burying the truth, so based on his vote. All right, Cohen. Steve Cohen, Democrat, Memphis. Oh boy. This guy puts the lotion in the basket. All right. There's his phone number, the Honorable Steve Cohen. It puts the lotion in the basket. Cole. Tom Cole. Whoa. Whoa. Oh boy. This guy looks like he was manufactured. Okay. Tom Cole, Oklahoma, Republican. The Honorable Tom Cole. Here's his phone number. Collins. Mike Collins. This guy looks like the REO Speedwagon reunion or something. Georgia, Republican. Here's his phone number. Again, wants to sweep things under the rug based on this bill. I don't even remember where I am. Did I get Collins? Yeah, we just got Collins. Did I get Comer? No, we'll get back to Comer. Did I get Cole? Yeah, that's Lurch. Okay. All right, Comer. James Comer, Kentucky, Republican. Tompkinsville. Looks like he's got an extra compartment on his brain. All right, the Honorable James Comer. Here's his phone number, sweeping things under the rug since, looks like January 2025. Okay. Conaway. Herbert C. Conaway Jr., New Jersey, Democrat. This guy looks like he's been here since the Industrial Revolution. And there's his phone number. Again, sweeping things under the rug, keeping corruption. Correa, California, Democrat. J. Luis Correa. Oof. This one puts the lotion in the basket. All right, here we go. There's his phone number. Again, pro-corruption guy. Costa. Jim Costa. This guy, otherwise known as a racerhead. And it looks like he's in California Democrat. The Honorable Jim Costa. Here's his phone number. Sweeping corruption under the carpet. Joe Courtney. This one definitely puts the lotion in the basket. Okay. Connecticut. Democrat. By the way, if you ask me what that means, make up whatever you want, right? Use your imagination. It's just me having a little fun. All right, so the Honorable Joe Courtney. Sweeping things under the rug. All right, we're on Craig. Minnesota. Angie Craig. The Rake. All right, we're Minnesota Democrat. Hey, Minnesota. We're going to sweep it under the rug in Minnesota. The Honorable Angie Craig, sweeping it under the rug, eh? All right, let's see. Crane, Elijah Crane. Eggman. All right, we got Eggman, second district Republican in Arizona. And his phone number right there, sweeping things under the rug. Crank. Jeff Crank. Wow, what a smile. Ooh, creepy. Colorado, Republican. The Honorable Jeff Crank is cranking out corruption. Good job, Cranker. Crawford, Eric A. Rick Crawford, Arkansas, Republican. Maybe he's just a psychopath. I don't know. Hard to tell. Here's his phone number. You know what to do if you're in Arkansas. Okay. Eye Patch McCain. He's gone. Gone. Got defeated in the primary last week. Hometown humble. States some humble pie. Also supports corruption because he voted for this, to push this, sweep it under the rug to the ethics committee. Here's his phone number. Eye Patch McCain. Dan Crenshaw. Crockett. Oh, man, we are getting the greatest hits. She is such a pleasant personality. Jasmine Crockett, Texas Democrat. And she's also all about sweeping the good stuff under the rug, right? Referring that stuff to the ethics committee. You don't want the hoi polloi to see it. 202. There you go. I'm not going to say the phone number, but you can read it. Crow. Jason Crow, Colorado, Democrat. I don't even know what to say. It's like what's the damn thing called? The Night Shadow? I don't know. Whatever. I don't even know what this guy's going on with. There's his phone number, but he's in Colorado. All right. Cuellar. Henry Cuellar. Texas. Democrat. Laredo. Yeah, this one puts the lotion in the basket. All right. Here's his phone number. Feel free to give him a call. Davids. Sharice Davids. It says Clarice. We'll just call her Clarice for short. She probably puts the lotion in the basket too. Kansas, Democrat. Phone number. You can see it. She voted for this. All right. That was Davids. Okay. Davidson. Warren Davidson, Ohio, Republican. This one puts the lotion in the basket. Here's the phone number. Warren Davidson, Ohio, Republican. All right, I'm taking a break and seeing how. I don't know if I don't want people to be bored, so I just I just have to find out where I left off, which is God knows where. Yep. Mike Carey, high and some scary. John R. Carter is a non-starter. Should he be considered a farter? My people fought for this. This is what they fought for. This scale will reset. I sure hope so. I sure hope so. A nasty. Joaquin. Let's see. I'm not talking about anything when it comes to the V word or pandemic. Well, yeah, California, Ohio. Justin Miller is saying California, Ohio, and Florida are neck and neck for the lead as we come around turn 3. Yeah, they're also, well, yeah, Ohio is, because Florida and California are big states. You expect that. Ohio is probably disproportionately represented. Texas is a big state too. There's a lot of those. The fact that some of these people also serve in the military is especially disappointing. Yep. Notice you don't see the Honorable John Jones from Povertyville, Tennessee. We haven't gotten there yet, but Clyde has nothing to hide except kids. All right. PKD, Legati, Gibson, Burroughs, seed sowed, repercussions. I know. Sorry, Virginia has 2 already. What about? Well, we'll see. Yeah, please hit the like, guys. I think people are getting bored of this because I'm noticing this stuff coming down. Angie Craig playing. Let's see about this bit. Isn't that crank? I got it. One-eyed Jack. For folks who are on the radio, I'm just reading through comments. Somebody called Eye Patch McCain pirate. Jason Crow, cheaper extraordinaire, creeper. What? These are just comments. These are not my own thoughts. There's so much honor in C1 City. Please give them a call. Yeah, just don't say I told you to call them, okay? Please don't tell them I told you to call them. But be respectful, right? Please and thank you and all that stuff. Be less corrupt than they are. Be honorable. Oh boy. Okay. Whew. It's going to take a minor. I just want to see how this thing is doing. Make sure that I'm delivering value. I might be also delivering justice, but it's important that I deliver value. A little. Doing okay. Could be doing a little bit better. But haven't broken 1,000 yet. But we're moving there. All right. Where we leave off? Oops, got another one. Do you see? Yeah, that guy's such a douche. Yeah, so Soviet U.S. expat said, did you see Senator Tim Sheehy, former Navy SEAL, break Brian McGinnis's arm or hand when he went into protest about the war in Iran and him saying no one's defense? Yeah, well, Tim Sheehy is obviously heavily funded by AIPAC, and Brian McGinnis was already surrounded by 3 Capitol policemen. So I'm not sure why Tim Sheehy decided to, basically assault Brian McGinnis. But tell him I told you to come over to the house the other this morning. Okay. Yeah, by the way, just putting that down there. just to remind folks. But let's no, I like totally lost my place. Guinness equals tough as nails. All right, here we go. Once more unto the breach. All right, where did I leave off? Did we do David's? Yeah, we did her. Clarice. Did we do Davidson? Yes, we did Warren. Oh, for fuck's sake, did I get to the same? All right. All right, go to Davidson. All right, like I said. Danny K. Davis, Illinois, Democrat. Yeah, he knows. He just knows where the bodies are buried, clearly. Davis, North Carolina, Donald G. Davis. Look at those dimples. Snow Hill, North Carolina, Democrat. There's his phone number. De La Cruz, Monica De La Cruz, Texas. Oh, boy. Again, she voted for sweeping things under the rug. Dean. Is she human? Madeline Dean, the alien, Bala Kinwood, Pennsylvania. The alien. All right. She's like half gray. Wow, sorry. DeJet. Deanna DeJet. Or DeGet. I don't know how to pronounce it. Colorado Democrat sweeping under the rug. There's a phone number. DeLauro, Connecticut. Woo, boy, look at that hair. That's the definition of like, that's a modern day Karen right there. Rosa L. DeLauro. She represents our hometown's New Haven, so she grew up near Yale. Democrat, Connecticut. There's a phone number. You know what to do. Respectfully. Okay. DeBene, Susan K. DeBene, Democrat, Washington. Bland ma'am. All right, there's a phone number. Sweeping under the rug. Oops. Deluzio, Christopher R. Deluzio, Pennsylvania, Democrat. Where is this? Oh, it's just north of Pittsburgh. The Honorable Christopher L. Deluzio, sweeping it under the rug since January 2025. Okay, what else we got? Did I get Del Bennett? Yeah, I did. She's so bland, I had to go twice. Desanye, this is my guy. Look at this. Look at this. California, Democrat. He's the one who wanted to like, oh, it's better if we just don't let the American people see anything. Let's just sweep this under the rug and move on. He's one of the co-chairs. So there's his phone number. You know what to do. Esterle, I don't know how to pronounce. Tennessee, Republican. There's his phone number. Mr. Clean. Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean. All right. Dexter. Oh. What the is this somebody that does that look like a Maxine to you? Oh, we're just not going to go there. Maxine Dexter. Oregon, Democrat. Portland. This phone number. Wonder which bathroom she uses. Okay. Diaz Belair. Mario Diaz Belair. Florida, Republican. This guy looks like a triangle head. All right, so that's his phone number. You know what to do. Respectfully. Dingleberry. Debbie Dingleberry. Debbie Dingle. Michigan. Ann Arbor. There's a phone number. Sweep it under the rug. Sweep it under the rug. Dog it. Let Lloyd. Dog it. Texas. Democrat. Austin. This is Joe Rogan's representative, everybody. Probably. Here we go. Dog it house. Give the old dog a call. Old dog hiding things under the rug. Sweeping it. Donalds. Byron Donalds. Oh. Florida, Republican. I just had like 2 or 3 thoughts that I immediately had to self-censor because they would have been so off-putting. All right, here's just, oh boy. Moving on. Troy Downing, Montana. This person looks like he's been eating human bones. Look at those teeth. All right, Montana Republican. Feel free to give him a call and ask him why I swept this stuff under the rug. Dunn, Florida. Neil P. Dunn, Florida Republican. Hometown, Panama City. This one puts the lotion in the basket. All right, here we go. Edwards. Chucky Edwards, North Carolina, Republican. Definitely puts lotion in the basket. Here's his phone number. Sweeping under the rug. God, this is exhausting. Elfreth. Sarah Elfreth. Maryland, Democrat. I don't even know. Just move on. Elizee. Jake Elizee, Texas Republican. Mr. Clean archetype. There's his phone number. Emmer. Tom Emmer, Minnesota, Republican. It's like Lurch's cousin. There's his phone number. Sweeping things under the rug. Okay, Escobar. Veronica Escobar, Texas, Democrat. Sweeping it under the rug. Here's her phone number. Adriano Espellat, New York, Democrat. Oof. This one might put the lotion in the basket. It's 50-50. All right. Estes. Ron Estes. Kansas. Republican. Oof. This guy looks like straight up out of The Office. Only he got older. All right. You got Evans. Gabe Evans. Yeah, this one puts lotion in the basket. Colorado Republican. Phone number. Izell. Mike Izell. This guy looks like he's married to his wife's cousin. Mississippi Republican. Yeah, Pascagoula. He lives near a nuclear. That explains the physiognomy. He lives near a nuclear sub producer. That's where they produce nuclear subs. So nuclear attack subs. So that explains why he looks like a mutant. Okay. Fallon. Pat Fallon, Texas Republican. That one puts lotion in the basket. Here's his phone number. All right, so we're at Federchak. We'll get back to Federchak in a second. Let's see how the comments are coming in. All right. I'm telling them. Okay, why are they revealing the laser technology all of a sudden to the public? I don't know. I don't even know what laser technology you're talking about. It's a pretty hip, as the kids say. Yeah, Concord is, but the area around it's not. Maxine, this is the dude for shower. Oh man. Incremental accelerationism, suppress and control the population, slow road technology. Yeah, 100%, Tim. Let's call him out tonight. 50 to 100 years. Yeah, you call one of these guys and leave a sample message we can follow? Nobody's going to answer at this time. Nobody's going to. He's got Downing syndrome. Pirate McDonald's looks like Big McDonald's a time or two. Maxine looking mad dog, man. Oh boy. Okay, the Cis-Picot Act, I think, is basically over. It's actually been a long, long time. He puts... Oh, boy. I know, they are creepy-looking photos. Sean, is this a winnable conflict against Iran? And what is the real reason for this conflict, in your opinion? The real reason is depopulation. Is it a winnable conflict? No. Well, it depends. If Trump declares victory and says we've destroyed the ballistic missiles, the nuclear program, and the regime, then we're not going to win, but at least we can not lose. But in terms of like actually winning and getting something from it, no. Imagine if I gave you an investment and I said, look, I want to offer you an investment, Woo Riders DG. If it does well, you get nothing. And if it, if it doesn't perform well, there's infinite downside. That is this situation. There's no upside at all. None whatsoever. So, well, for the United States. For Israel, there's upside because we take out their regional hegemon and then they can work to pursue without any resistance their Greater Israel Project, which means we probably take over Jordan and Iraq in the next 10 to 20 years. Yeah, no, there 357 voted for this thing. Yes, yeah. So to bring in the pure doctrine of Lucifer, whatever that is, there will be no winners. Yeah, 100%. There won't be any winners. Israel is the only one that wins out of this. And yeah, correct. War is always good it's good for depopulation. That's the one thing. Many my comments being censored as usual, but also my browser tab has crashed a couple times during the stream. Yeah. Okay. All right, I got 5 more minutes because this going through this stuff is kind of exhausting. So let's see if I can be a little faster. Julia Federchak, North Dakota, Republican. That's a shame. I guess she voted to sweep it under the rug. Randy Feenstra. Yeah, this guy definitely puts the lotion. It puts the lotion on the skin. This one's not in the basket. This one puts the lotion on the skin. All right. This is that's his phone number. Iowa Republican. Fields. Cleo Fields. Louisiana Democrat. Baton Rouge. There's his phone number. He looks like he's just old school. We take care of each other. We don't share anything with anybody. Figures. Shamari Figures. Oh my God. This guy's got a creepy mustache. Yeah. Shamari Creepy Mustache Figures. Alabama. Democrat. That's his phone number. Ooh. Figures. Fine. Randy Fine. Florida. Republican. Yeah, it figures. This guy totally fits. Totally fits. This guy's an Israel first guy. So I can totally understand why he wants to sweep the abusers under the rug. All right. Finstad. Brad Finstad. The Moon Man. Guy's like this, looks like the moon. Minnesota, Republican. There's his phone number. Feel free to call him at any time. Fishbach, Michelle Fishbach, Minnesota, Republican. The Honorable, there's her phone number. Minnesota. All right, where are we? Fitzgerald. Scott Fitzgerald. You just put an F in front of his name, and this one puts the lotion in the basket, not on the skin, in the basket. And there we go. Fitzpatrick, Brian K. Fitzpatrick, Pennsylvania, Republican, Levittown. This one puts the lotion on the skin. There's a phone number. Fleischman, Chucky Fleischman, Chattanooga, Republican, Tennessee. This guy looks like he's got a permanent Viagra heart on, but that's just me. There's his phone number. Fletcher, Lizzie Fletcher, Democrat, Texas. Houston. Sweeping things under the rug, as one does. How are we doing on the Fs? Oh, my God. Flood. Mike Flood. He puts the lotion on the skin. Nebraska, Republican. Vince Fong, California, Republican. He also puts the lotion on the skin. Bill Foster, Democrat. He puts the lotion on the skin and in the basket. Democrat, Illinois. Fouché. Whoa. Valerie P. Fouché, North Carolina, Democrat. She just looks like a cartoon. Fox, Virginia Fox, North Carolina, Republican. Louis Frankel, or Lois Frankel, Louis. Florida, Democrat. Oh, boy. I'm just trying to get through the Fs here. We're almost there. Scott Franklin, Florida, Republican, Lakeland. Laura Friedman, California, Democrat. This is like a Karen's Karen. Look at those blue glasses. Very stylish. Frost. Maxwell Frost. He puts the lotion in the basket. Florida, Democrat. Russell Fry, South Carolina, Republican. It looks like an egg. I don't know. I got nothing. I got nothing on that one. Fry. We just got him. Russell Fry, South Carolina, Republican. Fulcher. Russ Fulcher, Idaho, Republican. I got nothing. All right. We'll maybe continue with the G's next week, but we'll just slowly go through so you can kind of see where we are. Just remember, we still got the G's and all that stuff beyond the G's. Whew. So many of these people. Wait, what? Are you serious? Didn't Nancy Mace sponsor this bill? Are you serious? She sponsored this thing. Oh, no, it says nay. What the fuck? What happened? Why are nays showing up here? We got to correct the record. Because this was supposed to... I was literally going through like all of them. Ugh. All right, now it's all yays. So Nancy Mace did not vote on that. Did I get anybody that I shouldn't have? Sure as heck hope not. I feel really bad. Let's see if there's, make sure there's no Mace here. Yeah, Nancy Mace did not. Yeah, she did not vote for this. Thank God. That's just. I'm going to check the other two people that I was surprised. So let's look at Burchett. I think when I like scrolled away, it like screwed something up. Oh, Burchett didn't vote for it either. So Burchett didn't. Did Burleson vote for it? No. Oh, I feel actually pretty terrible right now. There's a bunch of people that got friendly fire on this. It's not fair. This is probably the best way to go through it. All right, we got Crockett, though. She voted for it. DeLauro, yep. DeSaulnier, yep. Is there anybody that I like falsely accused? So Burchett and Burleson, they were not on the list. Just to correct the record, I feel really bad about it. So they're good dudes. They're definitely good dudes. What about Andre, what's his name? Oh, what the hell was his name? He began with a C. It's like Karl Carson or something. Yeah, we didn't get friendly fire on him. He voted for this thing. Carson. Yeah, so I got some friendly fire here. I'm sorry, guys. I actually feel really bad about that. Yeah, so if you end up coming here, congressperson, and I accidentally put you as a... See, there's still nays here. Like, what the fuck? It's just if you scroll away for like a second. Yeah, this thing ain't great. I mean, statistically, I'm likely to not get them wrong. But let's look at no's. All right, Tim Barrett was a friendly fire. I take back Tom Barrett. He did not vote for this nonsense. Oh, every time I go back, it goes to... All right, we got Bean. Boebert voted nay. Burchett voted nay. Burleson voted nay. Comic voted nay. All right, I'm just going to go through these to just clear them up. Because I probably said Bergman. Every time I click on it, it like resets. So Bean was falsely accused. Bergman was falsely accused. Biggs was falsely accused. Boebert was falsely accused. Burchett, Burleson. Comic was falsely accused. Comer was falsely accused. Correa was falsely accused. Crane was falsely accused. Crawford was. Davis was. Donalds, Downing. Yeah, people were making fun of Downing. Like he voted against it. Escobar voted against it. I get Fine crap. Fine voted no. So he goes in the good category now. Fitzpatrick voted no. All right, we didn't screw up any more of these. So let's just, that's fine. He's fine. Crenshaw was not voting, apparently, but it's the same thing as far as I'm concerned. But anyway, you gotta love this government shit. It's all fucked up. It like resets every time you do it. So at least I corrected the ones that I falsely accused. I wanted to make sure that I captured that. Okay. Well, Israel, we could also look at AIPAC stuff, but I'm not going to do that. Are any of you named after these people? No, again, Randy Fine, he voted against it, so I was completely wrong. And I apologize for that. Yeah, we have 65 decent Congress people. Sorry, I'm just going through these rapidly because I'm like way over, folks. Of John Fetterman, I don't know. He's like Israel all the way. That's all I can say. Yeah, probably would have been wiped. No, there is an Army of Northern Virginia, actually. It's called the it's known as the Army of Northern Virginia. It's called Gray Fox, also called Royal Cape. It's the intelligence side of it's called the activity, basically. It's the intelligence side of the special ops community. Yeah, Mace was an A, clearly. I mean, as soon as I saw that, I'm like, I'm doing something wrong here. Burleson was an A, Burchett was an A, so yeah, Burchett's a good guy. I screwed that up. It's important for me to correct the record too. Like, yeah, and Burleson is a good guy. Thank God. Fine is fine too. He's got some degree of honor. Yeah, Crenshaw just didn't vote. Yep, intelligence support activity, ISA, correct. Okay. All right, everyone. I think it's time for me to go. It's a little late, at least on my end. So God bless everyone. Have a fantastic rest of your weekend, and see you all next week when we get to start going through the G's. Maybe. We'll see. I can't believe I screwed that up the way I did, though. I don't think I had that many false positives, but I had a lot of false positives. So at least I corrected all of them. Good Lord. I feel bad if one of them like watches the first part and gets all upset. and says, I didn't vote for that, So thanks, everyone. All right. Good night, everyone.
She's dancing in the field, and the sun is in her eyes. Thousands are one in her eyes. So she stumbles through the field. She can't see, though she tries. Should've worn her pennant. Now she stumbles. Now she cries. Her skin's red and it burns, and the fields go on for miles. Life sucks you dry. She wonders why. Wonders why. She's dancing in the field, and the sun is in her eyes. Thousands are one in her eyes. So she stumbles through the field. She can't see, though she tries. Should've worn her pennant. Now she stumbles. Now she cries. Her skin's red and it burns, and the fields go on for miles. Life sucks you dry. She wonders why. Wonders why. you.